Letter number 12. The breadcrumbs and the cosmos. On the disorienting absence that follows love's declarations, on surviving on breadcrumbs while entire galaxies churn unseen beneath the skin, and the silent alchemy that remakes both heart and cosmos. Thursday, June 13th, 2024. Amel's half birthday. I'm so confused at the moment as for the complete lack of communication at the moment as it unfolded since last Thursday, which is when I saw you. It's been slowly dwindling down to complete nothingness today. I question the confusion, or maybe I'm more curious, is it that you have nothing to say to me at the moment? Nothing to share, no desire to interact? I mean, what other explanation is there? I'm sure you are busy and such, and whatever you and we are doing, and it must be to an extent that I'm irrelevant, non-consequential, non-related to anything in that reality, because else I would assume I would hear something. I hate that, as you very well already know. I think that's been fairly well established. I hate when you cut me out, ignore me, remove me from the equation. I'm not sure what else you would want to call it, or what could it be called. And perhaps there is another perspective, but if there is, you're not sharing it, or you're not willing to share it, then I'm limited only to my own perspectives. What I fully recognize tends to focus on you not wanting to interact with me, which would be supported by the actions you are taking. And then at some point in time, you come back to some other energy space, I suppose, and reach out, and the whole cycle continues. I don't know what to do with that. It seems so unfair as I'm given no choice whatsoever in the matter, as there is no option for compromise of any kind, as I have to take and deal with whatever is put or not put in front of me. You said I could text, and I did, and got nothing back or very little. So what do? Do I remove myself completely from the situation and lose the little connection that I have left to you? Is a tiny little breadcrumb better than nothing? In some ways, I must believe that because I keep doing this. I keep engaging with tiny little breadcrumbs, not really knowing at all what's going on in your head and in your heart, outside of what you told me last week and outside of telling me, yes, I want to see you, but then no actions being taken whatsoever and no thought process shared of waiting for V leaving. So now again, I can just keep on guessing on what are you thinking and how everything takes priority before me, because I guess the belief is that I don't matter to you. And that is what you are showing me and continue to show me. I don't matter to you. I am nowhere on the priority list for you, even though you're able to say the words, I love you, I really do. And me, in my weak ego state, I keep clinging on the most minimal amount of any attention and affection because I don't know how to be without you. Because all I want is for you to love me. How sad is that? How so very sad is that? And it's a little more complex than that, but if I take this angle, it is very simple. You are not telling me anything else. You're not asking me to wait. You're just leading me along, and I'm unable to break my own cycle of being led and keep hoping and praying that you will wake up and want to be with me. And every day I find myself alone and hurt and shattered because you don't. Because you ignore me, and all the parts that want to be seen come crying out. Some parts that B triggered in different ways, some parts that ML triggered in different way. And I try to shift and move and adjust so you all can see me and you don't. So I say enough, no more. I see myself, I hold myself, I love myself, and maybe it's not quite enough, but it's okay. It's a start. And I don't feel guilty or ashamed that I want that and I need that. I don't. I honor that because somewhere love was brutally denied to me and I was forced into, I forced myself into not being fully myself in order to survive and to be loved. And that's okay. That's okay. I see and recognize it fully. And wanting to be loved, wanting connection and attention and affection doesn't make me toxic or bad or evil. It keeps me human. And that's that. And I do have all the compassion for myself and all the love that I can wrap around myself. And it does not change it a bit that I want you there with me, that I want you to love me and see me, and you don't. And maybe one day you will show up at my door as I keep wishing for every single day, and maybe you won't. And all I can do is just keep extending compassion and loving kindness for myself and for you as well. And that's all there is to it. And live my days hoping that some way, somehow, somewhere in the universe, something is going to shift and that it won't always be like this. Sunday, June 16th, 2024. I continue my work. I continue to challenge all beliefs and perceptions. I dove into metaphysics and quantum stuff and into tons of content on Gaia about teachings from multidimensional beings about the universe and consciousness and the nature of reality as it may or may not exist. It's all extremely fascinating to me, and it feels and resonates as truth. It makes a lot of intellectual sense from my perspective anyway, and it opens up a variety of perspectives on how I view myself and the life I create, and you and us and everything that's happening in any given moment. I continue to search for wounded parts of myself that need to be looked at, which is not very hard because they come up very easily, especially the more silence there is on your side. They are quite literally right in front of my face, and apparently I'm creating a reality that supports exactly that, so I can challenge those parts of myself, find those beliefs that are contributing to this creation, and choose to change them to then reflect a reality of my preference. It's definitely not easy, but I have made tremendous progress, in particular about the victim mentality that I hold, that you and B both are so strongly reflecting back to me in the present moment. That does not speak to your choices and actions and behaviors at all, only to my own perceptions of what is happening, my interpretation and the effect that it has on my current reality and how I experience it. It's obviously a little more complex and has more folds, but it also doesn't. It's really all fascinating and a little scary, to be honest. Anyway, I did not get to see you yesterday. You know, a simple, I will not be able to see you would suffice, but that's your reality and whatever you are doing in it and putting out there. And even though you said V is living today, you choose to not share any further details about that, or if you wanted to see me today then. So I suppose you don't. I'm trying to observe the situation as it's unfolding in each present moment without getting sucked into why you are doing and choosing whatever it is that you are choosing. Clearly you know I want to see you. I don't think I can be more direct about my communication. And you are choosing to not communicate and see me for whatever reason you have, and those are yours alone. There is nothing else for me to do than keep observing and keep noticing when, if something comes up inside of me as a reaction or trigger, etc. And then go digging into why it makes me feel the way it makes me feel. What is my belief and how can I adjust it to not have that reaction anymore? I also had one of those cosmic downloads experiences on Friday, similar to what we experienced together that one night long time ago after we went to Matois. It was pretty crazy. Light codes and quantum related, some blueprints, bunch of healing, root chakra specifically. Your higher self was there. There was some codes and light healing passed your way, and I also had a little interaction with W, but I don't fully understand that yet. I can explain to you what that was like, but subconsciously or on some level of consciousness you know because you were there. Or maybe better put, you would have access to it should you choose to, as it interacts with your consciousness and energetic field. I'm still integrating and digesting. It has a very physical impact on my body. I'm hurting quite severely. It feels like my cells are being reinvented and my DNA adjusted. It all seems so crazy and insane, but I also know it's real. I don't doubt that anymore. It happened so many times, and I would always doubt or write it off in some ways, devalidate it in some ways. I think the magnitude of it always felt so big and crazy and so out of normal. I was never scared of it itself, but I think it very much played into my abandonment wound because of the abnormal nature of it. I also am not fully sure what comes out of it. How am I supposed to use it, or what exactly I'm supposed to do with it, even though I do use it all the time in certain capacities, but there does not seem to be a singular purpose to it now, not that there needs to be. I'm sure it will present itself the more it expands and the more I integrate it and embody it. Anyways, as always, I miss you oh so very much. Your higher self has been keeping me company pretty much consistently since Friday, so that's nice. It feels good, but considering the nature of our physical reality, it doesn't quite suffice. I miss the human physical you, even though ultimately I want to experience a divine union with you, meaning human physical you connected to your higher self in unity. It is my understanding that the possibility does exist for us in the current timeline, even though that's a simplified statement, extremely simplified. Anyway, I will table that conversation for another day. I do wonder if or when I will see you again. At this point, I release all expectations. I keep my hopes and wishes and dreams, and I just allow things to unfold. I love you every minute of every day, forever and always, while I'm aware of my love for you.